Okay. Alright, so, Crow is cool. But I think I'm gonna go Emma and Sarah. This time. Oh, hello, Reen. I see you're working hard as always. Hey there, Emma. You know, I see you in this bookstore pretty often. What brings you here today? Well, today I'm searching for some study materials. I'm hoping to find some that'll help Fee with our classwork. Ah, so that's it. Have you come across anything good yet? Not quite. I've been struggling to find something that would make it easy for her to understand. But on my honors class president, I'm going to keep looking until I find something. I do owe her one after she cheered me up yesterday. Maybe I can help her out. How about I help you out then? Are you sure? Thank you so much for offering. Okay, to get started, would you mind searching over there? Got it. Unsurprisingly, most of the books here are targeted at people with a high level of education. Fee isn't quite there, though, so I need something a bit simpler for her. It's really considerate of you to use so much of your free time to help her, but isn't this cutting into your own studies? It's not a big deal, really. I go into the academy on a scholarship, so I want to return the favor by doing all I can to help other students out. Class 7 is an especially small class, too, so helping each other just seems like a natural thing to do. That kind of thinking is why you're our class president. You don't need to flatter me. It's not flattery, it's honesty. For what it's worth, Fee's been paying a lot more attention in class since you two started studying together, too. I've noticed that. It's nice to see. Hopefully I can teach her how to get excited about learning new things before our midterms start. That would definitely be a big step for her. Hearing that makes me really want to find her the right book. You and me both. Oh, what about that book over there? That might work. This one? Reen and Emma's hands brushed against one another as they reached for the book. Oops, sorry about that. Likewise. And thus they managed to find some useful study material for Fee. Huzzah. Hey, Sarah. Hang out with me. Well, if it isn't the Reen Bean Machine, dutifully roaming the campus as always. I feel like I'm wasting my breath pointing this out, but you do know it's the middle of the day, right? You got a problem with me spending my afternoon drinking? It's my room and my beer. I'm not seeing the problem here. Looks like she's already plastered. Knowing her, she's probably ready to leap into action if anything serious were to come up, though. This might be a good chance to ask her about some things I normally couldn't. Hey, don't just stand there like you got something to do. You're a student, so come sit here and keep me company. I don't see how that has any relation to me being a student. Oh well, I guess this is a good chance as any. I'll go get myself something to drink. Oh, be a dear and get me something to snack on while you're out, would you? Fine. Looks like you've been working pretty hard for the student council. This is what I like to see. Building up experience and making memories is exactly what youth's all about. I don't want to hear it. Not from the person that pushed me into it in the first place, anyway. Especially since I've had a lot on my mind lately, regardless. So this is about Machias, huh? Was it that obvious? Well, you don't exactly have a poker face. Have you figured out a way to make up with him yet? I wish. If I'd been completely honest with him to begin with, none of this would have happened, so it's all my fault, but... I remember when I had such simple, youthful worries. That's one way to brush me off. Well, the way I see it, your best bet would just be focusing on helping the student council out for today. Helping each other out with their worries helps you develop as a person and figure out how to take care of your own. Really? Of course, you need to take each and every request seriously, and not just see them as boxes on a checklist. Listening carefully to what a client says and figuring out what they really want from that is a key part of the job. After all, people tend to not People tend not to say what's really on their mind. You have to listen for it. Hey, what's with that look? I'm just surprised that you gave such a helpful, on-point reply. Can I ask what you did before you became an instructor? Well, let's just put it this way. I've got a lot of experience. More than enough to give you young and helpful advice whenever you need it. That would be a bit more credible if you weren't completely drunk. Lucid enough to dodge the question, though. Either way, I'm your homeroom teacher. I'll always help you out if you really need me. For now, though, just focus on what you've got to do. I suppose you're right. Well, it's not every day she gets good advice. I might as well take it while I can and focus on helping out the student council. Sarah took a swig of the beer sitting on the table. Ah, that's the stuff. I can take her advice, right? I wouldn't, Reen. I wouldn't. Bro. Anyway, let's go back to Keen's bookstore. Welcome, feel free to browse at your leisure. Pardon me, but you sent a request to the student council, didn't you? I certainly did, and I'm guessing this means you're taking care of it? Wonderful. Yep, you said you needed help with delivering some books to the Academy's instructors? Correct. I usually handle it myself, so I'm sorry to put that work on you today. If you don't mind me asking, is there a reason you need someone else to do this? Shamefully enough, yes, I lost the order sheet I received from the Academy, so now I'm not sure who I should deliver each book to. That's when I decided that it'd be best to ask one of you students instead. You're more familiar with your instructors than I am, so you might be able to deduce who ordered what. So that's why you put the request in with the student council. Exactly. I actually hire a part-timer who's a student at Thor's. I planned on asking her first, but she's working somewhere else today, so the student council is my only recourse. Now it all makes sense. So, are you free at the moment? I'd like to get them delivered as soon as possible. Let's do it. Sure, I'll take these off your hands. Great, here you go. You'll have 5 books to deliver. They make for a heavy load, so be careful carrying them. Behind the War of the Lions, Modern Art, Topical Science, Analyzing Macroeconomics, The Empire's Hottest Spots. Ooh, you weren't kidding about the weight. Did anyone order multiple books? Don't worry, just 1 per person. So 5 deliveries, 5 people, 5 books. Seems simple enough. These are all different enough that I should be able to figure out which instructor ordered each one. I'll get started right away. I'm sure you'll do a great job. Alright. Okay. You're that Reen Schwarzer from Instructor Valentine's class. What brings you to me? May I have a minute of your time? I'm pretty sure he teaches the political and economics classes. That should mean... Do you know this book by any chance? Reen showed the vice principal, Heinrich, a copy of Analyzing Macroeconomics. Ah, it just so happens that's the very book I ordered from the bookstore, but why do you have it? Wait, don't tell me Valentine's corrupted you into a petty thief. You're both stealing Academy deliveries, aren't you? Hold on, let me explain. Reen carefully calmed Vice Principal Heinrich down and explained the situation and handed over Analyzing Macroeconomics. I see. Allow me to apologize for doubting you so readily and so vehemently. But that raises another question. Your father is a baron, is he not? Then why, pray tell, would someone of such worthy blood perform such menial tasks? What exactly are you asking me? I do not mean to deny the work ethic or the importance of the student council, but nobles have their roles and commoners have theirs. I would just like for you to keep that in mind. I see. What's more, you could very well have a bright future. Try not to let Instructor Valentine's influence strain it too much. That is all. You may take your leave. Thank you for your time. You must be gunning for the title of Thor's most punchable faculty member. Damn, Reen. Just give him the business. It's a wind orchestra tradition to hold a concert every summer. If the new recruits keep getting better, I think this year's could be the best one ever. Well, I guess we'll just have to practice enough to make sure that happens. Wait, you're not... no, I gotta talk to you, lady. Why, hello there. Did you have a question for me? I do. Do you have a moment? Instructor Mary teaches both the arts and home ec, so this should be hers. Did you order this book recently? Rean showed the Instructor Mary a copy of Modern Art to Complete Works. Oh, yes, I did. But is there a reason you have it? Funny you should ask. It's quite the story. I see. That's very diligent of you. Not at all. I'm just doing what was asked of me. Oh, come now. No need to be so humble. I should have said this earlier, but thank you for going out of your way to bring this directly to me. I'm sure this book will increase the quality of my lessons dramatically. You've made my students very happy. That's very flattering. Okay, where next? Yo, Smokes. Oh, hey, Rean, right? What do you need? Just a moment of your time, if you can spare it. Instructor Makarov teaches natural sciences and orbital engineering, so this one might just be his. Did you order this from the bookstore recently? Rean showed Instructor Makarov the issue of Topical Science. Yeah, I've got a subscription to that magazine through the bookstore. But what are you doing with it? Well, it's like this. Rean explained the situation to Instructor Makarov. Well, that'd do it, thanks. Between schoolwork and doing favors to student council, you must be one busy guy. I won't deny that. Changing the subject for a minute, mind if I ask what you're doing up here? Evading all of my teacherly responsibilities, couldn't you tell? Right, how silly of me. There are some things you just shouldn't say in front of your hardworking students. It's cool though, I'm just doing enough work to keep me from being fired. You should try it sometime, no offense, but I think you work too hard. Today's your free day, so you should use it to relax a bit. All that work will catch up to you if you don't. That's a good point. Whoa, I wouldn't have expected that out of him. I guess he does care about his students in his own way. Anyway, thanks for bringing me my magazine. Catch you later. Right, thank you for your time. There's one at the dormitory. Sarah's got the Empire's hottest spots because that's a totally Sarah thing. Hey, Rean, what's up? Oh boy, looks like she's still drinking. I get the feeling that one odd magazine in the pile is probably her. You wouldn't happen to know what this is, would you? Rean showed Instructor Sarah the Empire's hottest spots. Hey, that's the magazine I used the Academy's money to buy. Didn't think you read it too? Let's not jump to conclusions now. Looks like I was right on the mark. The truth is... Thanks. That explains it though. Sounds like your work for the student council is varied. It is varied, if anything else. Well, might as well have a little look at it now. She might be the most carefree person I've ever met. That's a magazine for people looking to tour the Empire, isn't it? That seems like something you should be buying with your own money, not the Academy's. It's for your field studies. What? I'm reading this so I can research potential field study locations. Yet here you are assuming I'm using it to plan a sneaky little holiday for myself. That's pretty rude, you know. I see. That certainly does sound plausible. It might not seem like it sometimes, but I guess she really is always looking out for us. Oh, the booze here looks pretty good. First it tells me about Keldrick's beer. Now this? Gotta appreciate a magazine that covers all an adult's needs. I take it all back. The only person she's thinking about here is herself. Okay. Now I don't know where the last one would be. It could be in the lower class dorm. Ah, library. Check. Okay. place. Lots of knowledge gathered here. In the library, you'll find books detailing key terminology on the second floor and a recommended reading corner on the first. Recommended reading corner is updated almost every month, so it's worth checking out on a regular basis. What's more, many books you read will be added to the book tab in your notebook for future reference. Cool. I just need to find Instructor Tomas. If it isn't Reen, how may I help you today? If you're here to talk history, I'm sure I can set aside a few hours of my day for an engaging little chat. Not today, thanks. Instructor Thomas is in charge of history and literature. It's not hard to tell why he was picked for the former either. I'm just here to ask whether you ordered this book from the bookstore recently. Oh, you have my Behind the War of the Lions. Wait, why do you have my Behind the War of the Lions? Well, it's a long story. I see. It all makes sense now. Thank you for going out of your way to hand-deliver this to me. It was no trouble at all. By the way, this book provides an in-depth look at the several of the mysteries surrounding the War of the Lion. Though I suppose you probably figured that much out from the title, I had intended on covering these mysteries in class too. But I'll be more than happy to lend it to you if the premise catches your interest. I'll let you know if I ever find the time. That's the fifth and final book delivered. I should go back and report to Keen's. Looks like you've made all of your deliveries. What a boon you've been. Thank you. Always happy to be a boon. Here, I want to give you something as token of my gratitude. This may come in handy at some point. Sweet. I think they will. Much appreciated. Again, I cannot overstate how thankful I am. You'll be the first one I call if I ever need a hand again. I'm always willing to help. See you later. Alright, so we got that. Alright, now let's help his tutelage. Excuse me, you're Klein, right? I am. If you're asking, you must be Reen. Yep, Reen Schwarzer, Class 7, at your service. I read you wanted me to fill in for you at your tutoring job? That's right. Something urgent's come up, so I won't be able to make it today. That's why I took this straight to the student council. If you don't mind me prying, may I ask what's so urgent? Of course. The truth is, my family got in contact with me last night to tell me that my mom collapsed as she was out working. That's all I know, but I've already got tickets for the train out of the country this afternoon. I'd do the same if I were you. The house you'll be tutoring at is straight shot south from these dorms. It's by the riverside. You can't miss it. Your pupil's a boy named Emil. You'll be speaking to his mother, Melissa. In terms of what and how you need to teach him, I'm leaving that up to you. And honestly, if you want to back out, that's fine too. I've already told Melissa that you're not necessarily locked in, so she'll understand if you can't make it. Thanks for giving me the out, at least. Oh, right, I probably should have asked at the beginning, but are you sure you want me doing this? I've never tutored anyone before. Well, you are a student here, so you got the knowledge to do it, at least. Ever helped other people study before? I've helped my younger sister with things she didn't understand at Sunday school. Then, there you have it. Emil's got all the books he needs already, so all you need to do is go through the material together. Today's topic should be orbital science, by the way. You might want to brush up at the library if you're not too confident in that area. Thank you for the information. Well then, I've still got to pack, so I'll be heading back to my room now. Any other questions before I go? I should be fine with what you've told me. Nice, this is a real weight off my shoulders. Good luck. I do hope nothing serious happened to his mom. So today's topic is orbital science, huh? He probably had the right idea about going to the library. It's probably worth brushing up on my knowledge of the Reinford Company, too. Once I've done that, I'll find that house. So, let's brush up on our science. We don't need that right now. Okay. Orbital science books. Right. We learn about the Reinford Company. The Reinford Company was initially a gunpowder-based weapons manufacturer based out of the Erebonian Empire, known for its cannons and heavy firearms. Since the Orbital Revolution, however, it has expanded its operations to include railways and airships. This expansion has made it made it one of the continent's 2 largest companies, rivaled by only by Calvert's Verne Company. The Orbital Revolution was a technological revolution that saw its inception in the year 1150 with the invention of orbments. The public was initially skeptical of this technological leap, but the invention of the orbital telephone by the Epstein Foundation and ZCF's orbital airships quickly proved the orbment's practical value. Orbments have become an essential part of our daily lives. Orbital technology powers everything from essentials like heating and lighting to transport vehicles to even modern weaponry. What's more, advancements in orbital technology have decreased the size of orbital engines, leading to the development of more capable and affordable consumer-level automobiles by the Verne and Reinford companies. Alright. Excuse me, I was sent here by a second-year student called Klein. Oh, you must be the one filling in for him. How thoughtful of him to find a replacement. Are you free to tutor Emil now? I am. Yeah, of course. Oh, thank you. I'll take you to his room then. Well, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Reen Schwarzer. I'm a first year and a member of Class 7. Nice to meet you. Likewise. So, what do you say we get started? We'll be going over orbital science today, correct? That's right. I already got my textbook ready. Page 40, huh? So we'll be focusing more on the historical side of things. Indeed. For the record, Klein and I covered up to the beginnings of the Orbital Revolution last time. It really deserves to be called the Revolution for changing everyone's lives so much and so quickly. I'm sure you know the answer, but let me ask the Orbital Revolution. How long ago did the Orbital Revolution take place? Well, depends on what year it is. What? Okay, let's get Substitute Tutor going. Starting with an easy one, I see. It started about 50 years ago. Hey, you make it sound like common knowledge. I should have expected you to be smart since you are a Thor student. I wouldn't go that far. To follow up, do you know who invented orbments? That would be Professor C. Epstein. Speaking of which, it was in the year 1155, just a year after his death, that the Epstein Foundation was formed by his skilled disciples. Oh wow, I didn't expect to hear all that. You really are amazing. That's not true. The way I explained things probably made them even harder to understand. Either way, I think today's plan is to go over these topics as a refresher first. And after that, we'll try to cover everything up until the year of 1170 of the Septian calendar. Sounds good to me. And that's about it. Did you manage to get all that? Yes, I should be good to go. I have to admit, I'm surprised. It's hard to believe that a company as massive as Reinford used to be just a single factory. It really is. The Orbital Revolution brought about big changes just about everywhere. But it's safe to say that the Reinford factory's transformation to such a huge corporation is one of the biggest ones. It certainly ended up having a major impact on Zemuria, so I'd have to agree. Speaking of which, I wanted to ask, what was it the Reinford company specialized in making? This book doesn't really mention that. Well, they specialized in making weapons, such as guns and artillery. The factory's been around for a long time. I'd even heard it was around back in the Middle Ages. That's fascinating. Thanks for letting me know. I'm impressed at just how knowledgeable you are. I'm just doing my job. Seems like today's session is over. Are you okay with leaving off here for the day? This is a good stopping point, so yes, it was a pleasure to have you as a tutor today. Thank you for covering for Klein. Emil seems to have learned a lot today. He's a great teacher. In fact, I'd even put him on the same level as Klein. I'm honored. I'm glad to see he's happy. Well then, I have to give you something. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, Mira? I can't just take this. Why not? People normally get paid for their work. Well, I guess. It didn't really feel like work to me, though. I guess it'd be rude to refuse it, though. Well, if you insist, thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm very grateful you filled in for Klein. Substitute tutor completed. Okay. So we're gonna go to the front of the old schoolhouse, make a save, and then we're gonna call the video here, and then I will be right back.